Imagine losing everything you own. Not because you made a bad investment, not because a business failed, but because one powerful person decided to stop trusting you. No banks, no receipts, no second chances. Before banks existed, money didn't protect you. People did. Long before ATMs, mobile money, or even credit cards, wealth survived on three things: trust, memory, and power. And one wrong move, one broken promise, could erase your future forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why banks were invented, and, more importantly, who paid the ultimate price in the world before them. Before banking systems, money had to be physical. It had to be something you could see, touch, and prove you owned. We're talking about cowrie shells, blocks of salt, herds of livestock, bags of gold dust, even intricately crafted beads and iron tools. If your community didn't recognize it, it had no value. Think about that for a second. Your wealth was only as real as other people believed it was. This created a massive problem. How do you secure something that depends entirely on perception? In this world, there were no vaults. There were no secure accounts. Your name, your reputation was your bank account. Merchants and community leaders were the human ledgers. They remembered everything. Who paid their debts on time? Who tried to cheat the system just once? And who could never, ever be trusted again? Reputation wasn't just a social status. It was your financial lifeline. A single lie, one act of dishonesty, didn't just get you gossip, it got you permanently excluded from the economy. You were locked out. Finished. No appeals, no do-overs. Your financial identity was gone. But even if you had a perfect reputation, your wealth wasn't truly yours. Money didn't flow freely. It was controlled by gatekeepers. The village elders, the clan leaders, the temple authorities, the kings and chiefs. These were the real powers. They held the ultimate authority over what was considered valuable and who was considered worthy. If a council of elders declared your herd of cattle was no longer valid payment for a debt, it was invalid. If a king decided the gold you mined wasn't pure enough, it was worthless. Before banks, raw power decided who stayed rich and who became poor overnight. It was a system built on personal judgment, not objective rules. And this wasn't just a local phenomenon. It was a global story. In East Africa, shimmering cowrie shells were the lifeblood of trade networks for centuries. Across ancient China, communities used a mix of metal coins and shells. In medieval Europe, the nobility hoarded gold and silver behind castle walls, controlling the flow of wealth. The systems looked different on the surface, but they all operated on the exact same fundamental rule. Your money only worked if the people in power trusted you. If that trust vanished, so did your fortune. In this world, there was no safety net. No fraud department to call if you were cheated. No refunds if a deal went sour. No customer care to hear your complaint. If you lost your wealth, whether through theft, a bad harvest, or a political fallout, it could take generations for your family to recover, if they ever did. This is why families guarded their secrets, their alliances, and their honor so fiercely. They weren't just protecting their name. They were protecting their economic survival. Wealth was incredibly fragile. So why were banks created? Banks didn't start as the grand buildings we see today. They started as an idea, a solution born from fear. The fear of theft. The fear of being forgotten or having a debt misremembered. And most of all, the fear of the absolute abuse of power. Banks promised something truly radical for the time. Protection without personal trust. They offered a system where a transaction was valid, not because a powerful person said so, but because it was recorded in a ledger, secured in a vault, and governed by a set of rules that, in theory, applied to everyone. It was a shift from a person-based system to a process-based one. Now, think about today. Our money is digital, just numbers on a screen. But that ancient rule of trust hasn't disappeared. It has just evolved. Today, our trust is placed in different gatekeepers. The financial institutions, the governments that regulate them, and the complex algorithms that approve our loans and flag our transactions. The system has changed, but the core principle remains. What if this all happened today? Before banks, money was human. And as we all know, humans can be unreliable, biased, and forgetful. Banks were created to solve that problem, to build a system of wealth that could exist beyond the flaws of individual people. So let me ask you, would you survive in a world without banks? Comment YES below if you think you'd thrive on reputation alone, or nitrogen monoxide if you'd struggle without the system. And please like this video if it changed how you see money. Thanks for watching. To continue your journey into the history of money, watch our next video. How cowrie shells controlled African wealth. You won't want to miss it.